Reignite your intuition to show you to grow your intuitive self. This is episode number 25, where I talk nearly nothing. I'm having the marvelous Emma as my interview partner, and she is just such a beauty and powerful and sensitive person. I am very, very pleased to welcome her. Me, I'm Angela. I'm your host of the show and a highly intuitive person by birth who never lost her connection. I'm the expert in supporting you regaining your intuition and living a fulfilled and much easier life with it. Trusting fully your intuition takes time and is a very individual process. I share with you my knowledge and strategies I have developed to support yourself on a daily basis in any situation. By signing up to my freebie, you can support yourself to connect with your intuition. Go to angelahack.com/en25 and there you will find as well at least Emma's homepage and some more information how you find her online. Welcome everybody. I am very, very happy today. I'm welcoming Emma to my podcast. She's my guest. A few quick words. I met Emma last September, first time in person at Sigrun Life in Zurich, and I had the privilege to hear her speech on Sigrun Life in January again in Zurich, and it took my breath away. She's absolutely amazing, and when she agreed to come on my podcast, I was not only flattered, I was blown away again, as she's such a beautiful person. And first of all, I'd like you, Emma, to introduce yourself to our guests.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm from the Netherlands, and I was this shy guy till I found out that it wasn't being shy, but I was highly sensitive. And then I found out I wasn't even a guy, I was a woman. And I've hidden this for myself for 50 years. And that's because I could sense that my environment wasn't ready for it. And I had to keep it a secret for myself too, because otherwise I would be in this split of knowing that I am something that I could not be in this world. And I think I couldn't cope with that. So I hid it for myself. And, it's not the only thing I hid. I was always very bad at wearing a mask and being someone I wasn't, which is strange because I've been that, doing just that. But I was sensing which things of me I could put out, because when I was a kid, I put out everything, and then I noticed that they love that in kids. But when you grow up, you're expected to quit that nonsense. It's almost a Peter Pan-like story, but when you're highly sensitive, you see the world in a different way. And when you try to explain this to non-high sensitive people, well, you try it once, you try it 2 times, you try it 3 times, and then you think, oh, they don't get it. And nobody does. So it must be me who is crazy, and I will shut up. And that's what I did for 50 years, till I started blogging about what was going on here. And then I found out that a lot of people recognized what I was blogging about and taking comfort in it. So that's where my experience in myself started. And it ended in being in an environment where I could be myself. And that was the moment where where the woman in me could get out. So that's who I am. And what I'm about is I recognize a lot of people who are still doing this, not putting themselves out because they're shy, because they sense, well, maybe not everybody's waiting for what I have to say. But there you're wrong, they are. So get in an environment where you can, because You are the only one that you are the only one who sees the world in your way. And we need that. And if everything you're holding back is something you hold back for the world. So that's kind of my mission.
I could listen to you for hours, honestly. But yeah, I love that you tell people from who you are, what became your mission, because that's the whole you. You know, everything's within connected. And you started to work for people who are as beautiful as you are, who are as highly sensitive as you are, to let them shine in a beautiful way. And why have you decided? I mean, you could have said, okay, now I know what I mean, what I want. Now I know my mission. Now I know who I am. But that doesn't mean that you had to support others. So why have you decided to support others who are highly sensitive people?
Because they are so much needed, the highly sensitive people. There's 20% of the people is highly sensitive, and I think we've got a job to do. We are the senses of the world. We see things, we feel things the other people don't say. I don't know in how many meetings I have been where I kept my mouth shut, because when I would say something, they would be scared as hell, because I would point the finger on the painful spots. But it is just those painful spots we need to explore, to open up. We are holding so much under the table because we're afraid of it. And we highly sensitive people, and it's also because I love them. I understand them. I know how they think. I know it's such a joy to work with them, because you just only need one word to get each other. It's so, you know this, it's so tiring to explain all the layers you see. And then you have people who say gladly, yeah, I see the double layer. And then you think, oh dear, the double. You don't see the triple, the quadruple, there are millions of them, and you are happy to see the double layer? Please, oh God. So I know working with highly sensitive people is such a joy, because they also see the multiple layers, and it's such a relief. And we can teach the world this, to at least see the second one and the third one, maybe. Yes, we can.
Yes, we definitely can, and you can for sure. And so who is your main and ideal client? Because you said you're from Holland, but I know you speak very well English, otherwise I couldn't have you on my podcast. So do you only offer Dutch-speaking people your support, or English as well, or what other languages? Because I want to send as many people to you as possible, because that changes the world.
Well, I definitely, I'm going international, so I'm doing all this in English. I will be writing my blogs and my newsletter in English. I will be doing my coachings and my speeches in English. And I even thought I have to learn German, because I think German is a great country too. And the nice thing about Germany is I think you are even the Germans or Swiss, and I think we Dutch have a kind of looseness in something that other countries can learn from us. We are more outspoken, we are more direct. So a lot of things are not as new in the Netherlands as they are abroad. So I think my Dutchness is also something I can throw in. Because we like to, we have a culture where we want to speak up. The problem is we do it too rudely, and we want to speak up for the sake of speaking up. I'm not like that, but I'm used to speaking about things that other people want to hush hush.
What
So
I really love about you guys, I was traveling with a Dutch crew twice on a sailboat, and it was awesome. I enjoyed that.
yeah, so I think I can throw this looseness into my package as well. And for a long time, I've hesitated to put in my transgender story because I thought, well, that is not what it should be about, and it's distracting. But it really isn't, because it's my transition, and living your life is about transition. So it's my way of finding my transition, and I learned quite a lot. If you are talking about mindsets and fixed mindsets, I used to hate buying clothes. I love buying clothes now. So finding out that things that you can fix in your head, and find out that things can be totally reversed, is also something I can use. And I know a lot of things aren't as fixed as you think they are. So that's also a message from me.
Okay, so I want to make sure that the listeners get a little wrap up. So Emma is here to be booked for the amazing speeches, and your transformation is a transformation that happens to everybody in a different way.
Yeah.
Yours just also happened on the outside, kind of, for other people. But as a matter of fact, it's a transition we all go through, transformation that we all go through. You just also did it, obviously.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the heart that you have. It's a golden heart that you carry since you're born.
Yeah, and it's and I think being an entrepreneur is also about the transition in you. I think, and that's why I love working with entrepreneurs, because they're ready to take steps, and they know what it takes to take steps. They know what it is to step out in their fears and walk the talk. And they are willing to transform. And I know that if you're doing that, you will get this big monster, your inner critic, saying that you suck at it. You will get the imposter syndrome, because I've noticed with every step you take that before the step, the monsters come out. And they come on, they only will be quieted when you take the steps. But there's one thing I've noticed. You can take too big steps, and you can, because when you're highly sensitive, when you're highly imaginative, you can imagine things, you can make a 3D out of it, and you can step into that. And it's almost as if you live it. And you're so good at feeling that you can imagine something, and you can even imagine living it and still not doing the step. And if things get really scary, and that's the part when you are really coming on the path that is your path, how more you are closing in on your life's mission, the scarier it gets. And that's where you sometimes step into something that is more easily to accept than your real thing. And that is where you use all your clever avoiding mechanisms to keep yourself away from the path that is really you, because it's so great and it's so beautiful that you, oh dear, all the rejections in your past are going to tell you, no, this is not for you. This is a nice dream, but it's not for you. And I really want to help you at that moment. Take your hand to feel that it is you, because you're so smart that when a coach tells you, well, I'll take this coach talk about the airplane and the oxygen mask, and you all know it. that you have to take care of yourself first before taking care of someone else. So if the airplane crashes, please put on your own oxygen mask before, because then you can help the others. And you say, yeah, duh, of course, and I get this, and I will. But still, you don't feel it. Still, there are steps inside you that there is still this voice. No, it's not for you. Help the others before you help yourself. And you have to step into believing that it is for you. And there's a difference in believing it with your head and your heart and your imagining, and really step into believing, because it's so scary. And this is where your inner fan comes out, because if you have an inner critic, you have the imagination to have an inner fan as well. And that is the voice you need when you're going out on this road that is especially made for you. And this inner fan can hold your hand. And my mission is to help people find their inner fan, so they really can step into this feeling, or into feeling that it's belonging with you, your step. And not only because you can imagine it's good for you, and because if you do that, you will buckle up, you will brace yourselves. But if you're doing that, if you're taking the step by willful forcing your courage in yourself, you're closing down your feelings, because it's so scared. You don't want to feel scared, and you do. And then you, by closing up your feelings, you'll have the courage to take the step. But it takes real courage to take this step, feeling all you are feeling. And that's exactly the point where I want to hold out a hand, because I really do believe I've found my inner fan. I have taken these steps and I've felt them, and I'm in touch with my inner fan. And I think mine will be able to get yours. And it's not a standard story. It's not something, when I tell you this, you will believe it. It's something that we find in contact, and we feel when it's shifting in place. We know when it's a story in our head, or a story we can imagine, or that it's bunk. There should be a noise when it's in place. And you really feel, okay, and now I do feel that this is worth for me, that I'm worth doing what I'm doing.
And I think
sense.
That's just amazing. You that makes more than sense. It's just amazing. I don't add anything to that podcast, to be honest, except for all the information how to contact you, because you are such a gift to the world. And I really hope you're coming back to my podcast to talk to you again.
Yeah, I will.
What you just said. Did you just say yes? Woo!
Yes, okay, I did say yes, because
it's such a support for people, and I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you very much, Emma. And I will take more time for you next time. It's absolutely great to have you here. Thank you, Emma. Are you ready for reignition? Yes? Then go to angelahack.com EN25 and sign up for the freebie with the link you find there. Thank you for listening to Reignite Your Intuition. If you like my podcast, please come back, tell friends, and feel free to share with others how they can access the podcast. And if you have another idea who would be great as an interview partner, please let me know if you're interested to have that person on my podcast. And thanks again to Emma to be part of it, and I hope I can welcome her soon again. Thank you very much.